gather round, gather round. Metaphysical style, spiritual style, the original style. Yes. Let's do it. You can never give up. You should never give up. You can never give up. We can never give up. You should never give up. You can never give up. You should never give up. We can never give up. You should never give up. Yeah, come on. Yeah, y'all don't really know about the KRS rap. Y'all don't really know about why we say trap. Y'all don't really know hip hop ain't rap. But let me tell you how we can get it all back. First realize giving up is whack. Say to yourself, I can never be whack. Then realize that we must go back. And the reason you can't seem to get on track is you keep buying hoes. Simple and plain. You keep buying hoes. All y'all know my name and how I get down and move around. I already been to the proving ground. In conscious rap, we cool the sound. The question is, are you down? You can never give up. You can never give up. You can never give up. We should never give up. You can never give up. You can never give up. You should never give up. You can never give up. We can never give up. Look, KRS-One, I learned already. Everything they doing is temporary. No matter how big you live, you still the creation of a music executive. And when you get old, no matter what you did, they throw you away and they tip your kid. Yeah, kids on the TV wildin'. You know why we got racial profiling? Cause you keep buying hoes. Simple and plain. You keep buying hoes. All y'all know my name, so there in the future we'll look back. And then we will see we were under attack. But it'll be too late, the loss will be too great. You'll see, just wait. You should never give up. You can never give up. You should never give up. We can never give up. You should never give up. You can never give up. You should never give up. We can never give up.
Yo, what's up? What's going on, everybody? Can you hear me?
Peace, can you hear me?
Yes, sir, man. What's happening? Welcome back to another episode of the Sabir Bay Show on RMC on air, man. Yo, what's happening? I see we got a legend in the building right now.
Yeah, man, a legend indeed.
Listen, look, I just want to throw this out because I have to do the news real quick. And I know this brother, I love Brother Hawthorne. He's a slept-on dude. I've seen his catch plays and all that. Don't sleep on him. I'm telling you that. I saw his plays. I was in the audience. I think I came up to him one time. But we have a deep conversation off air a lot, and I ain't going to talk about all that. But that track that just went off was by KRS-One. And it is actually, the track was called Never Give Up. And if you listen to what he's saying in the tracks, KRS-One said, the reason why we have racial profiling is because we keep buying hoes. I'm going to repeat it again. Why we have racial profiling because we buy hoes. And he said they'll pimp your kids when they get done with you. The reason why I played that is because it's always a theme to my show. I did that because of what just happened recently with these 100 pastors meeting up with Donald Trump. You know, I did a video on it, too, directly after that. And like I said, again, we keep buying hoes. And it's these ministers in these churches, these so-called black leaders that's misleading the youth. There's nothing wrong with the youth. It's just that y'all are misleading them, period. And that's why I like to play these types of tracks. And I said this, and I'm like, dude, why we keep allowing these so-called black pastors that speak for us? They're never speaking for us, and I know my brother Hawthorne could bear witness to this too. They're not speaking for none of our people. You know, they're not in the hood. They say they're in the hood, but they're not necessarily in the hood. You know, I love where Hawthorne came from, his background, my background. I came out of South Philly. Anybody know about Philly or Philadelphia, they know how it is. So when people came out of these places, they really didn't, and they can't speak for any of us. They don't go back into the hood, none of that. And again, I just wanted to play that track so people can know it's more hip-hop out here than you hear on mainstream radio. And that's, you know what I mean, it's way more than that, you know. So shout out to KRS-One for that track. It's been old. It's called Never Give Up. Stop letting these preachers, pastors, pimp your people, you know, meeting up with Donald Trump. They've been doing the same game over and over and over again, looking for something. I don't know what they're looking for. Because if they're really honest to me, they're not teaching our people who they truly are, you know, about their nationality, teaching them about the laws. You don't have to go to law school. Even, what's Miseducation of the Negro, J.A. Rogers, not J.A. Rogers, Carter G. Woodson actually mentioned that you don't have to go to law school to know the law. Just you have to have like-minded people around you. You don't have to know. You're supposed to understand the law. You know, period. So with that, I want to move on to this. I just wanted to put that out there. If anybody has an issue with me with that, they can feel free to call us in the studio. You know, I ain't never run from nothing. You know, so give the call-in numbers before we introduce my guest, man. Look, this is going to be a good show. Y'all better strap in.
Yeah.
But give a call-in number for everybody, Brother Anthony. Shout out to LaRon Paris in the building.
Yeah. If you want to call in, you know, 323-965-1600. 323-965-1600.
And we don't cut nobody off. This don't go long-winded unless you want to sponsor or be an advertiser on this show. That's about it. Don't call in with your personals, all right? So let me introduce this brother right here. He don't even really need an introduction. I ain't going to lie to you, since I've known this brother. And I just happen to go to the IMDb, but y'all don't know that's deal with films and, you know, acting and stuff like that. But y'all don't know. Look it up. This brother, I'm looking at certain movies, Brother Hawthorne, James, man. I'm saying, he was in this? Oh, wait a minute. Let me go back to 7. I don't know if y'all... It's funny because I'm like looking at 7. I said, wait a minute. What part did he play in 7? He was in 7. I remember Steve. I had to go back to Color Purple to find out Color Purple. Where? Like, I don't, I'm going, and I'm like, Color Purple? Amistad, where in Amistad? Like, were you one of the slaves? I mean, it was Amistad, Color Purple, Speed, 7, Stick Up Kids. Everybody, you saw the movie Stick Up Kids. It was just, they say low budget, but it's one of the most powerful films. I'm telling you, gotta peep it. Yeah, Charmed. I didn't even know he was on Charmed, and that's my show. I was like, wait a minute, hold on. Seriously, I'm sitting here like, Charmed?
Yeah, you all by yourself with that Charmed comment.
Yeah, I'm serious, man. And Martin, I remember the Martin show when he was on. I remember the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air show he was on. Everybody know you from Foul Heartbeats, my office hours. That's all I'm keep getting hit. My office hours, X, Y, and Z. I'm going to get you, sucker. I had to go back to that again. I said, where is that? I'm going back. These movies I'm watching, I'm like, where? They're crazy. That's another one. Y'all don't know that was with Richard Pryor. Rest in peace, Richard Pryor. I'm like, wait a minute, where? Hill Street Blues. I'm like, come on. And the list goes on with this brother, right? So y'all have a legend in the building. Let's welcome my brother, Hawthorne James. What's going on, brother Hawthorne
What's
James?
up, man?
What's up, man?
I do have to kind of correct you on the Stir Crazy because it wasn't the Richard Pryor movie. It was Stir Crazy was the TV show that they did from the movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I didn't even see that.
And let me go back. Let me go back to Amistad. Amistad was a script that was 160 pages long. So that's a 4-hour movie. So what happened was, I was on the ship in Amistad. And I'm the one that started all the revolt. But when they cut the movie down to 2 hours and 10 minutes, they cut out all the revolt on the ship, and the movie became a courtroom drama.
Wow.
Not what I thought the Amistad was going to be. I thought it was going to be the revolt of the slaves, etc. But it became this thing, which is why it's so important for us to control our own destinies. Because other people aren't going to make themselves look bad. They're going to make themselves look good. And if it calls for us being cut out who are marginalized all the time, then so be it. So that's what happened. That's why you don't see me in Amistad. All my stuff was cut out. All's left in Amistad is my name in the credits. And in the ship, you could see in the distance, I think I saw my arm raising once. And that's it.
Wow.
So that's why it's so important for me at this point in my life to start controlling my own projects, etc.
Wow. I just got to, let me know if y'all hear. Y'all still hear back from me?
Yeah, I still hear.
I get a little bit.
You hear a little bit because I don't hear anything on this. You hear a little bit because I don't hear anything on this. Hold on one second. Hold on. Let me adjust this. This is what we're doing. Call your mom. I'm trying to mute this thing for y'all. Okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can. Yeah. We still got the echo, though.
You still got the echo? Yeah. I don't know what this technology, man, so I don't know what's going on, but I don't know. It is what it is. Let's roll with it, man.
You know it.
It's my phone. It can't be my phone. I don't know. They said it's my phone, but let me try it a different way. Let me take this off and try it. Hold on a second. Let me try it another way, yo. Let's see what I'm trying to tell you. Hold on.
Call their numbers at 323-965-1600. So give us a call in the studio. You know, we got the legend in the building. Don't call asking what the damn office hours are. That's what the hell you're not going to do. That might get you hung up on. We don't hang up on people, but that might get you hung up on. You know it's 9 to 5. Don't have nobody getting hung out on no ledges trying to get you a little comedy this afternoon.
Man. Do you hear?
Echo seems to be gone now.
Yeah, we good now.
If you'd like to make...
Yeah, we good now, fam.
Good?
Yeah, we good.
All right. So me and Brother Hawthorne and I had this conversation, and y'all, listen. My brother did a film, and he could probably tell you, we're going to play the clip real quick, you know, and I'm glad you explained that what happened on Amistad, too. We need to do our real movies about us being here in America. So that's what we really need to be doing, because all of us didn't come on slave ships. Let's clear that up real quick.
A long time before Christopher Columbus's great grandmother was thought about. We were here.
Right.
There it is, right there. That's the book. Now that's a very simple, easy read, and it gives you the background. And if you're interested in more information, just look up all his research, and you can dig into that. But that's a great book right there.
Yo, and I want to put this out because this is what we do. This is an article that was written in Ohio. I don't know if y'all can see this real quick. It talks about would Spain fall once before the same Moorish tribes that conquered newspaper. And it speaks about who they're talking about. So it ain't just over there. So again, we need to do our own movies. That's the type of research I do. But speaking of movies, my brother Hawthorne had a movie out. I actually did a short film. And when he presented it to me, I was like, wait a minute, that looked too much like this movie is getting ready to come out tonight. So everybody's getting ready to go see this movie. You know, what's the name of that movie? I don't know. It's called Chiraq. Chiraq?
Yeah.
Whatever the name.
Yeah, whatever.
I don't like giving plugs to people, but they ain't cut me no checks. But there's a short film that my brother shot, and I want everybody to pay attention. And I believe you have a couple other projects you're working on, right, Brother Hawthorne?
Yeah. Yep. I've got a.
Okay. So there's a. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying that one you're talking about is Lisa Trotter, but I just posted another film called Remember Me on my page that I did many years ago, a short film. So if you're interested, you can go see it at Hawthorne James at Yahoo. It's on YouTube. I put it up on YouTube. It's kind of, sometimes it seems like it's hard to find Remember Me. But Remember Me, Hawthorne James, Remember Me with a question mark. But Lisa Trotter is the one that Sabir is talking about right now. And that was shot here in L.A.
Actually, in this studio, actually. Mm-hmm. It was actually in this whole building. So I just want y'all to... Can we show them like 5 minutes of this clip? I just want y'all to see this before y'all rush out to the movies and see this Chiraq piece. And I just want y'all to see the similarities, even in the name. And we're going to get into who wrote it, who really wrote it, who wrote the script. Because if y'all not familiar with Sam Greenlee, y'all need to go research Sam Greenlee, who did The Spook That Sat by the Door. You know, right. But can we roll that? Can we get that together real quick, Brother LaRon?
Yeah, we ready now, fam.
Yeah.
Let that roll for 5 minutes. I just want my brother Hawthorne to build on this.
All right.
I know this is going to shock to everybody, but y'all going to see the similarities when you go see the movie Chiraq.
Their targets. Everyone and everyone's some mother's son who must often wonder why so many die so young. They moved through their modern jungle as did their African huntsman ancestors long ago. Except that today in Babylon, they are the prey. They wear uniforms, oversized, overpriced jackets, advertising universities they'll never see, or the kinds of athletes they'll never be. Oversized pants hanging halfway down their ass, baseball caps worn aft, shoes unlaced as they pace their dangerous streets in easy grace. Arms spread wide, forever ready for attack or defense. They are obsolete warriors, obsolete cannon fodder. But the rulers know what to do with them until the next imperialist conflict begins. Warehouse them in the slam! Man for man, few of them will survive the ruler's deadly plan, and this ain't no jive. Most of them will wind up in the slam or graveyard before they are 25.
Before they are 25.
Here you go, boss. Women. Tell them it's a picnic, a party, a barbecue, a festival. Everything stops. You can't even get through the streets. Women everywhere, looking good, stepping light. Today, not one woman in sight. Sorry. Here comes one. My next door neighbor, Helen.
What's the matter? Why are you looking all serious?
Because I'm mad as hell. You know what the husbands say about us? Deceitful, sly, late.
They're right too.
Now see, we promised to meet here today to plan something real important. And what happens? The women stay in bed.
It's hard to get out of the crib. We gotta bend over backwards for our husbands, wash the baby, feed the baby, change the baby, and put the baby to bed.
I got bigger things on my mind.
Is that what you called this meeting? How big a thing is this?
Oh, it's big.
And thick?
It's humongous. Big enough for all of us.
I'm not sure I want to share that.
Now see, if that's what was up, they would have been here in droves. Us women will be, no, can be, the hope and the salvation of the hood.
Us. Bye-bye, hood.
I invited the wives and the girlfriends of all the bangers from every set in the city to meet here today.
Are you crazy?
If they all show up, we can stop the gang banging and the dope dealing and save the hood.
You are crazy. Gangbanging is in the brothers' blood. It's all they know. And all us sisters are good for is sitting in front of a mirror or a TV, digging on soap operas and Oprah Winfrey, all primped out and pretty in our deft little negligees and our see-through gowns.
Exactly. We've got the weapons to use, the perfume, the makeup, the new hairdos, and the see-through negligees.
What?
If we use these things, the brothers will never want to gangbang again.
Then I'll take my best dress to the cleaners.
No more drive-by killings.
I'll slip into one of those negligees.
No more going to the joint.
Buy me some of those African slippers.
No more dope dealing death.
Why aren't those other women here yet? They should have flew in on the wind to hear this.
Well, you know what they're like. Real sisters never do today what they can put off till tomorrow.
Peace, peace. Welcome back to the Sabir Bay Show. I am Chalky White. We have Sabir and the legend, Mr. Hawthorne James, is in the building.
Yes, sir. Good to be here, too. Sabir and I talk all the time. He calls me up 2 o'clock in the morning sometimes. Say, Negro, what time is it?
I'm glad I'm not the only one who had to endure them damn phone calls.
Listen, whatever, man. But listen, but if y'all never saw this anywhere else, you saw it here on the Sabir Bay Show. And I had to bring him in and say, wait a minute. And so all y'all that's going to go look at Chiraq, talk about this for a minute. If y'all noticed, it was actually filmed in RMC, actually in the restaurant part, in the parking lot, if you pay attention to it. Hawthorne, let's talk about it for a minute, man. How long ago was this Lisa Trotter piece, and who wrote it, and who did the short film? Let's talk about that for a minute.
This was done 5 years ago. And what happened was, I was on a radio interview on somebody's show. I don't remember the person's show, but Sam Greenlee, who wrote The Spook Who Sat by the Door, was on the same show as I was. And he finished his segment first, and they were going to cut, just have me on. I said, no, let's Sam stay on this, because we need to talk. I need to hear it. So anyway, after the show was over, Sam gave me his number, and we called and talked. And he said, I've got this script called Lisa Trotter, which is based on the Greek play called Lisa Trotter, written by Aristophanes. And so he had written it originally for Chicago. And so I said, well, I want to try and raise the money to do it, but let's just do this little short piece so I have something to show to people with money so that they know we can do it. So I came out of my pocket and produced this short film. And I got this this great actress to play the lead, and L. Scott Caldwell, who's just one of the best actresses, who deserves more recognition than anybody. And then I had these other women come in and audition, and they wound up. Some of these women were just wonderful. But I shot the short film, and then what happened was I showed it here, right here in this building. We had about 200 people here that night, and I tried to raise money and couldn't do it. And Sam has since passed away, I think, since last year, I think it was. So I didn't know what Chiraq was about. I'd heard all this stuff about Chiraq until last week. I happened to see something that said, based on Lisa Trotter. And I said, well, I'll be. And what happened was I had spoken with somebody when I was on tour who has involvement in Chiraq, and I won't mention. I'm not going to go into that because it's just. But anyway, I talked to them, and next thing I know, here we are with Chiraq, and the film was based originally. Sam's script is based in Chicago. But because I was shooting it here in L.A., I just took it out and made it L.A. because I hate things that, when you shoot and you see buildings, it ain't Chicago, that's L.A. So I just flipped everything around so that we could do it here in L.A. So that's the thing. It really is about Chicago, my hometown, where I was born and raised. I know that city like crazy, and I know what's happening there. And it's just driving me insane to see. And those children who don't have any hope. And people talk about Black Lives Matter, and they say, well, white lives matter. All lives matter. Blue lives matter. You can kiss my behind, because that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about a particular segment of people who have been totally marginalized and who have some of these people have very little hope. And we're not out here fighting for them to gain their rightful access in this society. And you're being taught. I mean, what do you expect a kid to do? I mean, let's get down to it. What do you expect a kid to do? Every time you have a problem in this country, with some other country, whether it be here inside this country or somewhere overseas, every time you have a problem, what's your solution to it? Kill it. So what do you expect these children to learn? You're teaching them. You got a problem, kill it. When Barack Obama goes over there and says, let's talk to people. Let's talk about it. Oh, well, what's he talking about? Let's go kill him. That's what a big chunk of this problem is. You're teaching children. Children are watching and saying, oh, okay, that's the solution? And on top of that, my next door neighbor ain't worth a damn. I don't care about myself, therefore I don't care about my next door neighbor. So let's kill it.
Right.
So, you know, that...
And then on top of that, too, you know, then they come out and say, why aren't you doing for yourself? When you have to look at history, every time, you know, the black man has done something for himself, he's always been infiltrated or betrayed, or, you know, there's always been some kind of attack on any group of people or any movement that works for themselves to build themselves up. So, you know,
every time
there's an ongoing battle, and the battle is fought on many fronts. Not only do you have to deal with the construction of white supremacy and racism, but you also have to battle with the people who don't want to believe that there is an actual war going on, and then you have to deal with the people who are not involved with the government, who don't like black people anyway. So you're fighting a battle on more than one front. So you have to be very aware of what you're doing and how you're presenting yourself when you're out here and you're dealing with each other. Because, like Brother Hawthorne said, when people don't have no hope, they begin to lose morals. They begin to lose touch with what's important in life. And then, you know, this is how you end up with all of these situations where we have to keep trying to figure out a way to provide solutions on the fly. And you can never really sit down and address one issue, because within a matter of seconds, you have another issue that is seeming to require more attention than the issue you are already dealing with.
Absolutely. You know, there's so many thoughts that you just brought up to me, and Sabir has already brought up to me. But I was on the phone yesterday with this woman, and I couldn't get through to her because it's very. I'm going to go back to preachers for a second. I remember when West Angeles was being, that big building, they were building that new big monstrosity on Crenshaw. Mm-hmm. I think several celebrities are giving $5 million. I mean, they have a lot of celebrities that go to church. I won't name their names, but some of them are giving $5 million, $3 million. And all the people in the church were giving their tithes. And I would go by that building. I would drive down Crenshaw Boulevard. And I would get angry every time I drove by that, watching that building being built, because they were not, I didn't see, now I may be wrong, but when I drove by there, I didn't see one black man on that job. It was everybody else. Mm-hmm. Now, all these black people have given all this money to build that thing. You should have been there. As a preacher, you should have got the constructions and the engineers, given those jobs to those black men. What is your problem? Mm-hmm. All you want to do is just build this thing and don't care. That's my problem with the preachers of today. The black church wasn't the church. The Christian church was not meant to be just God. That was, if you look back at the foundations of it, yes, they tried to convert us to Christianity when they brought certain people over here. But if you look at the spirituals, it was about escape. It was about, those church meetings were about what can we do to better our lives. That's the tradition that we still should be following. We should be having in those churches, we should be having people, school, after school programs. They should have lectures, bring in people, knowledgeable people. I want to go into those schools and teach my knowledge. You have no clue what knowledge I have. Most people have no clue. They think this Big Red.
You're right.
They think it's Big Red. Where do you think Big Red came from? I'm going to tell you where he came from. He came from out of the south side of Chicago, got his high school diploma, went to the University of Notre Dame, got his bachelor's, went to the University of Michigan, got his master's, got accepted into Yale and Cornell, turned them down, went to London and studied at the London Shakespeare Academy, came back here, worked 9-to-5 jobs, washing dishes. I'm not washing dishes. That's the only job I won't do. Once I graduated from college, I said I'm not washing dishes anymore, because I washed dishes when I was in high school. But washing cars and working in mail rooms, etc., doing theater at night. That's where that person came from. On to become one of the highest black executives at a major studio in Hollywood. That's where I came from. And I have never forgotten what my roots are. My roots are on the south side of Chicago, and I will never forget that. I'm not afraid of my people. That's why I'm in this studio. This studio is not in Beverly Hills. This studio is in the hood. I'm here all the time. I'm here all the time. I eat, drink with my people because I'm spending my money here with people that look like me. This brother over here, when he was watching this clip, the engineer, said, when Lisa said something about we can change things, and no more dope dealing, no more. He said something very interesting. He said, "That's not going to change. That's the skepticism that I'm trying to get rid of." He's an embodiment. This is a young brother right here who is that's what I'm trying to get rid of, is the hopelessness of it all. He feels we can't change it. And he's a young brother. What is he, 20, 22? 23 years old. That's not going to change. That was very interesting to me when I heard him mumble under his breath. Because that's the person I've got to knock his brain out and put another one in. Mm-hmm. Until I do that, we're not going to be able to change a damn thing, because he's the future. He has to understand what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about stopping all of it. I'm talking about white people still smoke and drink. That's not what I'm talking about. That's not what this film is about. It's about stopping the endless cycle of this madness to a madness we can have control. We are out of control of this.
Man, listen, let me say this real quick. And let me say this real quick, because this is why I believe I relate to Brother Hawthorne a lot, because I would never leave South Philly, 22nd and Catherine. Anybody, again, if you know anything about Philadelphia, it's called Philadelphia. I'm always in my hood. I'm on the trains in New York. I'm on the buses in Philly. I'm always back in my no matter. And I was offered many different positions and jobs out there in California, but I turned them down because you're not going to knock me off my square, or you know what I mean, knock me away from my principles and my morals. And I've seen a lot of that since I've been out in California for 4.5 years. And this is why I believe I relate to Brother Hawthorne so well. But Brother Hawthorne, we're going to take this break real quick. We're going to take this break, but can you still stay in with us, man? Because I love this kind of, everybody hit me up like, yo, this is the best interview. Can you stay in here with us? Because we have another guest on the phone right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay, let's take this this quick break. I have to put this out there. And don't forget, y'all, if you want to register for my class, just don't register. Like Brother Hawthorne said, we have a lot of knowledgeable people. My classes start Sunday. This Sunday, you can go to info@thesabirbaseshow.com. Info@thesabirbaseshow.com. Don't just register, sign up, because don't wait to the day of to try to sign up. And what we're going to give you is a virtual tours through Philly, different places while we sitting like what we're doing right now behind here. And it's going to be a whole historical piece. So just sign up, register, go do it. Let's go to this break real quick and let's bring our guests in. But I love this energy with Hawthorne. I need to make him part of the show. Shoot, I love this. Let's go. We ready?
Yeah.
We got to go to all our sponsors quick.
Yeah, we ready. The video. Welcome back to the Sabir Bay Show. I am Chalky White. My man Sabir and Mr. Hawthorne James is in the building.
Yes, sir. What's up, man? Actually, that's a little sponsor that actually, shout out to Majid. So, listen, this is one of our New York sponsors. If y'all like her jewelry, go check her out. And if you want to be a sponsor, reach out to us at info@thesabirbayshow.com. Don't wait till we start popping and say you want to start sponsoring advertising. Can I get a homie discount, a homie hookup, whatever it is? That ain't happening. I believe we have another guest. We did have brother Tommy Ford on the line. We just waiting for him to call back. I believe, do we have the director of brother Foxx in the building?
Yes, sir.
Can we see him? I can't see him. Maybe y'all can see him, but I can't see him.
Give me 1 second, fam.
Let's set up a chair. Yes, sir. Let's set this camera up, man. Brother how you feeling, man? Finally glad to meet you. How you feeling?
Give me 1 second.
I am tremendous. That's what I heard.
Get on them, man. They supposed to have that set up before he came in there, man. Brother what's going on? How you feeling?
I'm blessed, brother. How you be?
I just friended you the other day on Facebook, man. I was like, oh, this is the brother that they talking about, the famous photographer, director. What's going on? How you feeling?
I feel tremendous, brother. I'm glad to be here. As a matter of fact, I'm glad to be anywhere. How you doing?
I know I'm good. I'm all the way in Texas right now, man. But I know you know my brother Hawthorne James on your left hand side.
For years.
Man, a long time.
Yeah, we're inner city babies.
So we waiting for Tommy Ford to come in, call back. But listen, let me just run him off real quick. Y'all don't know who this guy is. He's, I just looked him up last night, and you meet more and more people when you out in L.A. He's a photographer, director, award-winning series of The Club. That's the film?
That is a web series now.
That's the web series now.
Yes,
okay.
We started as a film.
Okay, so it's based on comedy series. So that's really what it is. And so you just the director of it. Who wrote the script?
The script was written by a gentleman by the name of Ilunga Adele.
Ilunga Adele.
Ilunga used to write for the Red Fox show.
Used to do a radio show?
No, he used to write for the Red Fox show. You remember Red Fox?
Oh yeah, who don't? Yeah.
Oh yeah, stop, man. Who don't? Come on, you can't know comedy not knowing Red Fox.
Well, Ilunga was his head writer.
Some of the younger people.
I'm sorry. Ilunga was his head writer. Ilunga Adele was his head writer. Yes.
Okay. Wow. You know what I found out a lot being around comics. Even Eddie Griffin wrote for a lot of people. He was telling me, but I didn't know a lot of even my master Paul Mooney. I love Paul Mooney, man, like a father. But real quick, can you tell us a little bit about the project that's coming up?
Well, about the club, you mean?
Yes, the club. Project,
okay,
yes.
The Club is a web series based loosely on, it's based on a preacher who has a sexual addiction. And he joins this club thinking that it's a 12-step program to help him with his sexual addiction. In actuality, it's a group of brothers who use the club as a disguise to find women.
Wow.
So he goes in and he thinks he's going to be saved or whatever, be counseled.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a comedic look at it. All's well ends well. It's that type of situation. And got some beautiful people in it. I have Mark Christopher Lawrence is in it, who was in Pursuit of Happiness.
Oh, okay.
And also in A Good Luck Chuck. I have a brother by the name of Bill Brown. And I have a young lady by the name of Stacey Francis, who was a finalist on one of those for The Voice or something way back. Not way back. I don't mean to make her old, right. But Stacey Francis is the female lead in the project.
Oh, okay. So, and is that on is it a short film, or is it coming out on DVD or TV, or how can people find it?
Well, we released it on YouTube about the 17th of November. We released it on YouTube. Actually, it started out as a short film, which at the time I was trying to make a feature out of it. I do have a feature script, but sometimes trying to find money to do things that you would like to do becomes a task. So in the meantime, since from the time that I created the show, we created the show, the web series situation has come about, and it has allowed individuals to have some of their products viewed on television or on the internet, as a matter of fact, worldwide. But the problem, it's not a problem. The issue is finding viewers, which is everybody's issue. You know, you're trying to find viewers. So if you're trying to find an audience, so that's we're in the process. Yes, go ahead.
And you know, so deep because Brother Hawthorne just said the exact same thing. I believe if we took our dollars, us, and start supporting, because Hawthorne just said that not too long ago. Before I don't know if you heard him talk about trying to find the money, and for some reason we back the wrong things, or some things may not get green lighted, if it's not, us being silly or us acting like fools or something like that. But it has to be a way, because even what I'm doing with my shows and my actuality show, it's really hard to try to get our people support and back it financially. And this is why I created this platform again, to show people, if you have something, let's show it on the film, on the screen, with my listeners. Let's incorporate all of that together. Right. You know what I mean? So we can at least get the hits, and then maybe somebody will say, wait a minute, I saw that over here. I want to put some money behind it.
Well, I mean, it's like, I've been doing this over 40 years, and it's not an easy task as people think it is, because you're battling a system that's been put in place to keep you out. So some people acquiesce to the system. They sell out. Well, it's like, look, people need their rent paid. So it's like, I'm not going to sit here in judgment on anybody, but I've been around a long time, and it takes work. And people have to remember, this is show business. This is not show. So it's a business involved here. So you're battling a lot of odds. It's like, look, it's like Staples Center downtown. The Lakers play down there. They don't want a basketball team in Inglewood because it's competition. Right. So what you do is you eliminate your competition, whoever it is. Okay? So that's the name of the game. So what you're saying is that you have to find a way to buck the system, to get around it. Now, once you get around the system, they're going to go plug that hole up so can't nobody else get in that hole. Yep. You understand what I'm saying? So we're playing the game, but all the time we don't have as many marbles as they got. You understand what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So, but I'm not. I'm with you. Go ahead.
No, I'm with you. I said I'm with you on that. And this is why I love doing what I'm doing, to actually help as much as I can with you, my brother Hawthorne. I'm here. If I can do it, I don't have the finances, but if I can do it my way, I would help. And with this platform that we have at RMC, which I think is dynamite, I believe in about a couple more months while I'm there and our whole team there, it's going to explode. It's going to be really good.
If you keep working, if you do the work, you will get to where you're trying to get to. But you must not be discouraged. You must not be turned around. You must not be disillusioned. You have to do the work. You understand what I'm saying? Look, this business has been around a long time. So you can't come in with 5 years experience feeling like somebody owe you something. Okay? Ain't nobody giving you nothing. Okay? Now, what's happening with technology is it's allowed some individuals to go beyond the status quo. We're all battling for the consumer dollar. Okay? The networks, they don't have the money. The consumer has the money. We have to find a way to get to the consumer. Right. New technology has allowed us a format to get around certain things. You don't need these big, gigantic cameras. You don't need a gigantic crew, but you have to be ingenious.
Right. That's a great fact, too. Let's take this phone call right quick, because I know we're running up against the clock. Welcome to the Sabir Bay Show. What's your name and where you calling from?
Hey, greetings, peace. This is Majade.
Peace, sister. How was everything?
Peace, sister Majade.
Are you there?
Yes, sister. We're here. Can you hear us?
Okay, I can hear you now.
What's going on? Talk to us. How's everything? Can you hear us now?
All right, let's.
All right. Hopefully we try to get the
let's
sister
keep
to
it
call
moving.
back in.
You know, just to follow up.
Let's keep it moving.
Just to follow up on what Ian is saying. It's not only 5 years, but Ian said 40 years. I've been here same time as Ian has, and I still don't know everything. Every time I turn around, I'm learning something new. It's about you learning. This is not an easy business. Ian said that. This is not easy. We make it look easy because that's our jobs, to make it look easy, to make it flow. But you have to be willing to put in the sacrifice and the work. And you have to be willing to buck the system. And that's the key. Because I know those that make it to the top, and I know every one of them, not all of them. I won't. Once again, I ain't gonna call out names and all that stuff. But those that make it to the top are not boat rockers. If you rock the boat, they're going to kick you off. I've been kicked off that damn boat so many times. I feel I've drowned and come back. But see, my head is hard. You can't tell me no. There were too many people who have sacrificed for me to make it to somewhere. And if I quit, they win. And my parents and my grandparents and my great-great-grandparents who sacrificed to make sure that I was able to have food on the table and make sure I had an education, they lose too. And you can kiss my rear end if you think I'm going to let you win. To the last breath, I'm going to be fighting. But you have to be willing to do that in order to make a change. And I'm willing to do it because I don't give a damn no more.
And that requires a lot of sacrifice.
You know
too.
what?
You know, people don't
Exactly.
always know how much sacrifice goes into getting what you want. You know, they say the greatest things come when you step outside of your comfort zone. You know, and that's the truth all the time. No matter how you slice that pie, you have to be willing to step outside what has been indoctrinated into you if you ever want to get to a point where you can be successful in a medium that doesn't require such oversight and restriction.
Can I say this real quick? I'm coming right to you because what y'all both are saying is the same experience I had dealing with radio. I make it look easy, but to understand it's a lot of work just doing this. I started radio in 2003 in Philadelphia, and I had to make it look easy, make sure all these things are there, make sure the sponsors and the advertisers, it's not hard, it's easy. So when people come in now and say, yo, I could do this. No, you can't. It is very hard. And sometimes I want to give up, and I have people in my corner say, Sabir, you can't. One of my teachers and elders, Brother Tariq Bey, said, when you give up on the babies. And I always use this and say, brother, you make me sick sometimes. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Because you get tired. And I sit up in my apartment sometimes and I think to myself, damn, why am I doing this? I'm tired. And then somebody will call me, or I'll be out on the street. See, this is how important black people are to me personally. Because there are many days, years and years ago, I'd be out in the street and I'd be at the gas tank trying to figure out how much money I can put in my gas cap, and saying, I could have gone to law school. Why am I doing this? And some homeless person will come up to me and say, yo, brother, I saw that stuff you're doing. You represent. Keep it up. And I suck it up and I say, okay, I can keep on to tomorrow. Mm-hmm. And those are black people that have done that for me. It's when I walk out in my street, but now it's not just only black people. I was at a Vietnamese television station last week doing a TV interview. That interview is going to be shown in China, Vietnam, and Malaysia, and all those people. Those people were going nuts over me. The Chinese people who just got here, who don't really, just got here a month ago, knew me. So that keeps me going because it says to me that what you're doing is important. People look at it and care about it. But at the same time, it's my responsibility to come on Sabir show and say, now let's educate some folks here. Just a young 23-year-old. You listen to Sabir all the time. Something got to be getting through. Because I know Sabir. I've watched several of his shows. And I know the knowledge that he's trying to kick out. And I appreciate the fact, I always like the fact that you say, you don't agree with me? Come on, or and tell me where I'm wrong. I love that because you're not afraid of them. You're not afraid of the work that you have put into your knowledge. You have put that work in there. And you're not afraid to say it. And if somebody else can show you a better way, that's the way I feel too. Show me a better way. Give it to me.
Yes.
Brother
Foxx, you want to say something?
I'm just listening. Well, like I can say a whole lot, brother. But let me just speak on something that James and I spoke about. He asked, "Did I see this show last night?" And I saw it. And now I was around for the original. I mean, on Broadway. I lived in New York, so I got a lot of backstory on it. My thing is, basically, I think a lot of the things we see is what you call it, instant gratification, and people don't put in the work that it takes to be successful. Everybody wants successful. Look, you look at these kids at 18 years old get this money. Everybody thinks you're supposed to get some money when you get 18. Baby, they just letting you hold that till they find a way to get it back from you, okay? And if you don't put in the work, like a Kobe, like a Michael, like a Dr. J, that stay around, I mean, how many of those cats can you mention that's viable at this point? We had a lot of basketball players, a lot of baseball players, a lot of actors. Very few are viable that excel through the years. Like the other day, I was looking at Spike Lee's joint. I mean, Spike Lee is responsible for Halle Berry, Samuel Jackson, Denzel Washington, Wesley Snipes. I mean, these brothers put in some work during that particular time. So I think that format needs to be enhanced, that we need to put in the work. But just like you said, it takes a team. Everybody that want to be on the team can't play. And sometimes we don't know how to say, go sit on the sidelines. You ain't ready. And some of the people that are not ready are the people that are around here that are crying and complaining about what's not happening for them. Okay? But I don't mean, I'm no sour grapes. I'm not mad at anybody. I'm just saying, let's put in the work. We have some new toys to work with now. I'm looking around. Here's a brother over here with a camera. There's a radio station right in the hood. You understand? And you can reach out. Right. So you got to put something on there and have the people on there that's going to bring people to the party. Okay? Exactly. That's our job. Okay? Everybody don't win. It's unfortunately, but they don't. Everybody ain't qualified.
Yeah. We're in the age now where everybody gets a trophy. And you can kiss my behind. Everybody ain't getting no trophy from me. If you lost, you lost. Suck it up and get better next time.
And it motivates you. It motivates you to do better when you don't get that, because now you can say, well, this is what I need to work on. If you give everybody a trophy, now you don't think you got nothing to work on. No. You stay stagnant.
What LeBron said the other day about Stefan, he said...
Steph Curry?
Steph Curry. He said, look, them cats playing hungry like they ain't won nothing.
Right.
And here we are. We don't have that same passion, and we lost.
We do, but we directed toward the wrong things. We so caught up in all of these other things that they pushing out on us in these different concepts of the media that we don't look at ourselves and say, how can we make each other better?
But look at something. The other night, they showed Steph Curry when he was 4 shooting them jump shots. So he ain't just walked into the gym with no sneakers.
Right.
Yeah, Tiger Woods, same thing.
Yeah, you put in
4 or 5 years old.
Serena too.
Venus and Serena too.
Yeah.
All of them.
Yeah.
You dig what I'm saying? So you start at a young age, find something that you like to do, and you put in the work.
You got to put the work in. You have to.
Yeah.
And this is what I want. I share this with, and shout out to Johnny Morrison for actually creating this platform at RMC, because I was speaking with him the other night and said, Johnny, it's a lot of stuff we can do here. Like, long as I'm here, I'm going to work it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Just for my experience in, like, doing films and radio, I said we can do wonders at RMC. So we're just going to take it to a whole nother level. We have to have empower and shows It don't have to be all about comedy, being serious. You know, just make it edutaining.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
But listen, we are running up against the clock again. I want to give everybody opportunity to share, and I want to thank you, brother, for coming in. We're going to stay in contact. I believe we had Tommy Ford on the line, but I think he dropped off. He was, if y'all don't know, that was the brother from Martin. You know, where's your job at? But we working on more time, so we looking for more sponsorship and advertisements on the show. Y'all can go to my website, thesabirbaseshow.com, and sign up for the classes, y'all. Don't just sign up, just come on, because I'm telling you, it's a lot. Because I'm backing away from a lot of things. Like, hearing these two brothers right here make me say, I don't want to give up. You know what I mean? Like, I'll be wanting
motivating,
to, but I'm like, yeah, but I got to keep going, but I need the support from the people.
If you like it, you stick with it. Once you find something that you enjoy doing, you never work another day in your life.
Wow. Thank you, brother.
And I got one more for you that my 12-year-old granddaughter told me. If your dreams don't scare you, then they're not big enough.
Yeah, well, my dreams are totally nightmares. Because you can't tell me how far I can go. I got news for you. I'm going further than what you think I'm going to go. That's right. I agree totally with Ian.
Any last words, Brother Hawthorne?
Yeah, just a quick shout out to I've got a film coming out on BET called Lucky Girl this Saturday. It'll be on BET, and right before that episode of Martin I did was going to air, Brother Claus, and Agent X at the end of the month. But also look on YouTube for Lisa Trotter and Remember Me with a question mark. They're on YouTube, or you can go to my page and find them, Hawthorne James, on my Facebook page. So there you have it.
You can
you'll see a comparison between that and Chiraq. Go ahead, bro.
You can reach us at iFox Media on YouTube. The club, our first season is on air. We'll be doing another season after the first of the year.
Oh, I would love to be a part of that. Hey, I'll be a stand-in.
Hey, we're looking for talent, brother.
Okay, I got a lot of it though. Okay, thanks a lot. I'll hit you up on Facebook. But listen, I want to thank again RMC on air. I want to thank Johnny Mars. I want to thank my guest man. Y'all got to come back. I love this round table discussion. I want to thank LaRon Pierce. I want to thank my co-host Anthony for always being there. My other co-hosts are not there. Sal, Alberto, and Hayes. I want to thank Karen McGee, Anina Soul, the whole squad, man. Everybody from the RMC team. I mean, go ahead.
Nah, you good, fam. Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying I have to thank everybody, but we got to work on getting more sponsors and advertisers to make this thing work, y'all. We have to keep supporting us. You know, I don't want to say the black, but us. Period. You know,
don't worry. I said we got to support black people. We got to support black business. We got to support black vendors, and also too, you know, when you're talking about putting your kids in this stuff, and I know we run up against the clock. I'm gonna say this real quick. Get your kids in STEM programs. You know, science, technology, engineering, mathematics. We can't keep relying on other people to open up these avenues for us. Put your kids in those schools when they 5 and 6. By the time they turn 18 and 19, they already got 12, 13 years plus of experience before they even get to any higher levels of institution. We have to start making our own keys because nobody else is giving us access to these doors. So we can't keep relying on the next man or the next group of people to sacrifice what they've built to give you an opportunity. That's not how it works. You have to build your own opportunity. That means you have to go out there and chop the tree down, get you an axe, and you got to make your own door. Then you make your own key. That's how you secure your future.
If you buy them a cell phone, put them in school. Everybody know how to work a cell phone. A 5-year-old can work a cell phone. That just goes to show you, if you put it in their hands, they can handle it.
Exactly.
Brother, I want to thank y'all. And, man, tell Brother Tommy I said what's up. He did a play with my brother in Philadelphia,
all right.
My brother Rick Watson. Shout out to my brother Rick Watson. That's in Philadelphia. He did Masters of Plays, and that's all that brother do in Philadelphia. All right, so I want to get out of here, y'all. We want to close out one of my favorites. I love this song. My man Bobby Womack, Across 110th Street. Dude, man, I love this song. Trying to find some, y'all know what it is. But anyway.
And shout out to Jessica Abraham Hogan. You know, we don't want to forget nobody.
Oh, we can't forget Jessica.
Hey, don't worry. I got you, fam. I got you. I got you on the assist. Shout out to Jessica Abraham Hogan and all the work that she does. Make sure you download the app, too. It's on Google Play, the Sabir Base Show. Hit us up, info@thesabirbaseshow.com, and we out, fam. We see y'all next week.
Peace. We need more time. Peace.
I was the third brother of five, doing whatever I had to do to survive. I'm not saying what I did was alright. Trying to break out of the ghetto was a day-to-day fight. Being down so long, yet nothing crossed my mind. But I knew there was a better way of life, and I was just trying to find. You don't know what you do till you put under pressure. Across 110th Street is a hell of a tester. Across 110th Street, pimps trying to catch a woman that's sweet. Across 110th Street, pushers won't let the junkie go free. Across 110th Street, woman trying to catch a trick on the street. You bet it. Across 110th Street, you can find it all in the street. I got one more thing I'd like to talk to you about right now. There's a better way out. Snorting that coke, shooting that dope, man, you're copping out. Take my advice, it's either live or die. You got to be strong if you want to survive. The family on the upper side of town will catch hell without a ghetto around.